Hey everyone. Okay, so today is May 22nd, 2023, and this video is going to be about whether or not if what we're seeing or what has been rolled out or what was rolled out in 2021, if that is the mark of the beast. I've been coming across various, throughout the course of however long, various articles or comments or videos, people declaring or believing that what we've seen rolled out in 2021 is the mark of the beast, and it is not. I uploaded a video sometime in 2021 because I really felt like people were going to be afraid. And so I really wanted to address it. It was not an in-depth video. It was, for the most part, it was kind of like a preliminary video, I guess you can say. And it was supposed to lead into something. I was supposed to upload other videos explaining what the mark of the beast actually was, so on and so forth. But I did not. There were particular verses, pivotal verses, that although I understood a majority of the verse or the verses, there were key points in these particular verses. I think it were like maybe two of them. I think it was like two. But they were pivotal points that really tie the verse together. And I just couldn't figure it out. I was moving in I was in the ballpark, but it wasn't with certainty like, oh, that's it. And so I didn't upload the videos. I never uploaded the video, amongst a couple of other reasons. Instead, I've been working on other things. But it's a terrifying thing to think that this is the mark of the beast, and to think that you've messed up so bad that it can't be fixed. That's terrifying. And so I felt a new urgency, I guess you can say, to address it. Over the last few days, I've been working on it, and I finally got it. I got a lot of things, actually, and because I kept revisiting and studying it, and certain things I couldn't quite put together. But so that's what this video is. I'm not entirely sure how much time I have on this particular device, so I'll probably just go up to like maybe 25 or so and then start part two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reading from Revelations chapter 13. This is the King James Version, starting with, I'm going to primarily deal with verse 18. Chapter 13 has a lot of bits and parts and things to it. And I am understanding a lot of what's going on, but there's still a lot more that I have to study. So I will come back and share it with you, because it's important. It's not just about prophecy. You know, I know a lot of people want to hear what's going to happen next, but what's going to happen next doesn't mean anything if you're not ready for it. God is not messing around. And I think people tend to think that God is like we are. You know, what he says, he kind of means, and he kind of means what he says, you know, but that's not the case. And 9 times out of 10, if he says something, it's usually 1,000 times bigger than what you even imagined. So I want to cover this, and I want people to understand, number one, that to give you comfort for those that maybe you have family members that accepted this as a response, or maybe you did. I want people to understand that it doesn't mean that it's over. The mark of the beast is really something very different. So with that said, here we go. I'm going to read the verse to you. And like I said, I'm just going to be dealing with Revelation 13, verse 18. And you'll see why, because it's a topic all of its own. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to double back and break down the key words, the Greek definition, so you can understand what the verse is actually saying. So here we go. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, for days now, the last few days, I've put together for myself an outline of, I'm not high tech yet, so I can't put all that stuff on the screen. I haven't had time to figure it out. But so I put together, this is all me. This isn't somebody else's study or anything like that. So I'm going to break down to you what this verse means, or the key words. Here we go. Here is wisdom. The word wisdom here, it means knowledge, having knowledge of very diverse matters. That's what the word means. Let him that hath understanding. The word understanding in the Greek means mind. So let him that hath understanding mind. Count. In the Greek, there are a couple of parts of this definition. One can be to cast a vote by throwing pebbles into an urn. Another one, I think it has something to do with the multitude. I don't remember that portion of the definition. But the other part of the definition means count, as in to reckon up. Now, when you look up the word reckon in the English, when you look up the word reckon in the English definition dictionary, or for the English definition, it means to consider or contemplate. That's what it means. The number of the beast. Beast here is more of a description. John is telling you what type of persons we're actually dealing with. These individuals are dangerous animals, which once I go further into it, you're going to be able to look back and say, okay, I get it. It makes sense. So, dangerous animal. And then it goes on to say, for it is the number of a man. The word for is an indication to you that what follows is the reason why. We have for the reason why. Well, we have to consider and contemplate the number of the beast. Contemplate it. Consider why. Well, because it's going to deal with very diverse matters. So, count the number. I'm sorry, let me back up. It is the number, which is a fixed and definite number. It doesn't go up and it doesn't go down. It doesn't change. It's fixed. It is the number of a man. In the Greek, man means, it's referring to the countenance, and it means man-faced, i.e., or that is human being, a human being. So it is the number of a man, which is a human being, which is great news, because that means this is not a judgment from God. This is something that is coming out of the hearts and the minds of men who are dangerous animals. So, and his number is 603 score, which means 60 and 6. Now, I wrestled quite a while with trying to, well, where do we get this number from? Where, and I looked through scripture, I looked through Ezra, and, their number was 666, and, it's like, okay, that sounds like it, but it didn't lead anywhere as of yet. So I couldn't figure out for the longest time, where do I get this number from? What number? Until I realized that I had the number all along. I've had this particular number for actually since sometime in 2021. And I kept looking at it and examining it and re-examining it and putting it away and then coming back and trying to figure it out. But I couldn't quite get it. And I think I just needed a little bit more information. So here we go. What number, where do we get this number from? Well, on June 20th, 2019, Microsoft applied for a patent for their biocryptocurrency system that uses, now this system, it uses data obtained from the body. And we know what that's talking about. If you look at Microsoft patent number, here's the number. And I had this for a while. It just took some time. And you're going to understand why you need to have knowledge of very diverse matters. It is WO2020 060606, and it ends with the letter A, a capital A, and the number 1. That's the patent number. Now, as I looked over it and so on and so forth, initially, I still think that this is what the WO stands for. I believe it stands for World Order. The reason why I say I believe it stands for World Order is I've been going over, I have so much information going on in my mind. I don't recall whether or not I have read something or saw something that would confirm that's what it means. Nevertheless, World Order. We've been hearing for years about the New World Order. Well, there is a World Order. And that order is, there is a particular order that God has ordained of nations that will be, I guess you could say, the head or the lead nation. Well, in Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, it talks about he, meaning the beast or the Antichrist, will seek to change times, seasons, and laws, or seek to change times and laws. We see the laws being changed when we see things like the Safety Act, which would appear that it represents safety, but actually it's quite the opposite. So they're seeking to change the order of things. And I'll leave that there for right now. Then we have WO, put that to the side. Now we have 2020. I thought, initially I was under the impression, or I really strongly thought that 2020 represented the year. It's a world order, a new world order, and we know it all started in 2020. But when I looked at it, if it represents 2020, that leaves us with 060606, not 600, 6. So I thought, well, that can't be it. So a couple of days ago, day before yesterday, or so, I think it was like, I don't know, a couple days ago, I was doing some work and I had my notebook out and I was writing some stuff down. I happened to look up, and when I looked up, I looked at what I had written, which was the patent number, and I thought, oh my gosh, they've inverted it. If inverted's the right word, they reversed it. So here we go. WO, World Order. Take that, put it to the side. Instead of it being 2020 or 2020, it's actually 202. Now, what does 202 mean, or what does it represent? And I had to take a hunch. When I realized that, okay, well, it doesn't leave me with 600, I thought, okay, what about 202? And I thought, okay, what does that even mean? But then I remembered Event 201. And we all know that Event 201 had to do with the simulation of a pandemic, and so on and so forth. Or, So I thought, well, let's try Event 202. So I put in Event 202. When I put in Event 202, to my surprise, this is what I got. I'm going to show you a screenshot. And I can put the links in the description and you can read for it yourself. And it's going to show it in reverse, but it's Event 202. You see the puzzle piece. It has an E202. Then it says the piece you're missing. I don't know what that was. because it really was a piece that I was missing. So I didn't know what to make of it, and I still don't. But it goes on to say, Event 202's primary aim is to inspire, inform, and equip all people of this earth to unite, fight for freedom, and to stand up against injustice. That's what it says. But what does it really mean? What is it really about? Again, I'll put the link in the description. I'm just going to read the screenshot that I have. In this particular article about Event 202, they begin the article, and it's a pretty short article, but they begin it with recapping Event 201 by Bill and Melinda Gates, what it's for, and the purpose of it, so on and so forth. And then they go into Event 202. Event 202 will be a simulation exactly like the Event 201 simulation, but from the reverse angle, simulating how millions of people might come together to overcome the fear and terror instilled into the masses and avert the pre-planned solutions by an elite class hell-bent on imposing supra-Orwellian control over the entire earth. Event 202 was a 3.5-hour event originally broadcast on April 30th of 2020. That is what the 202 stands for. So now we have WO, which I believe is World Order, and next we have 202, Event 202. Take that, put it to the side. That leaves us with 0060606. If you consider 006, it's reversed. If you turn it around, it now becomes 600. 600. They reversed it. The next number is 06. John said, and his number shall be 603 score, which is 60 and 6. So we have 06. If you reverse it, we have 60. Put that to the side. The last numbers are 06, which remain the same. They didn't change it. So now we have 660 and 6. That is the number of the beast. So what does the A and the 1 stand for, you ask? A capital A and the number 1. Well, if you consider, if you reverse it, it is the first atom. A. 1. First atom. Why is that significant? Well, in the Hebrew alphabet, in the Hebrew alphabet, every letter has a numerical value. Now, in this case, we're talking about the letter A for Adam. So, that would be the letter Aleph. The word is Aleph. Aleph, or can be spelled Alef, Aleph, which represents the letter A. Or I might be saying it backwards because I don't speak Hebrew. But its numerical value is number 1. Why is that significant? Well, remember, what we're dealing with, we've discovered that these people are Satanists. They are occultists. So these types of things are symbolic. They're symbolism. It's symbolism. So how is that? How do you know it's the first Adam? 1 Corinthians chapter 15. This is what it says. 1 Corinthians 15, starting with roughly 43, 44. Well, it's talking about 42 and 43. It's talking about the resurrection of the dead, being sown in corruption, will be raised in incorruption. It's sown in dishonor, it's raised in glory. 44, verse 44. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. 46. Howbeit, that was not first, which is spiritual. In other words, what the spiritual didn't come first, but that which is natural was first. Thus the reason why we have to be born again, which means to be born from above. But that which is natural, howbeit, that was not first, which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward, that which is spiritual. 47. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord, from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. And then he goes on to say, blood and flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. And then it goes on to, behold, I show you a mystery. Now, so when we're talking about the number of the beast, we're talking about, scripture is showing us, it is a number from a man. Okay. And again, his number is 603,6. This is not something that is going to condemn you because it is from a man. It is not from God. What we have to be concerned about is the mark of the beast, which is very different. Revelations 13:18 is referring to the number of the beast. So, what's the mark of the beast then? I'll have to tell you that in the next video. See you there.